Everybody, my name is Danielle and welcome to my YouTube channel Danielle Style, where we deal with topics from business to style. We in Trinidad and Tobago talking about not Black Lives Matter but All Lives Matter. Why are we talking about All Lives Matter? Because it seems some extremely privileged business owners in Trinidad and Tobago, some of them people will call Trini White, Syrian. They are not of African descent. If you're not from Trinidad and Tobago, you may not understand how the quote-unquote Trini White, Syrian, Lebanese 1% issue. You may not understand how that goes, but there is a line that some people pretend not to see. Anyhow, why are we talking about this? Well, it seems on Blackout Tuesday, these business owners got up in their feelings and decided to post about All Lives Matter, and they also decided to give their reasons for doing this. I'm not going to use their real names, but people who use social media and read on what's going on now, you all will know exactly who I'm talking about. So the first person I'm going to talk about is, since I'm not going to call his name, I'm going to call him Mr. About. So Mr. About owns a fancy pharmacy which is basically situated in the west of Trinidad. Go figure. I mean, like, send a branch of your fancy pharmacy in the east, put one in Arimana. Anywho, so Mr. About he started putting up some statuses, and there were a lot of statuses because when he realized that people were starting to kick up a fuss about them, he decided that he wanted to argue. So one of his statuses said, "Racism is one thing and the right to have an opinion is another. If I don't like Chinese people, you can force me to like Chinese people. I may have my reasons and I am entitled to that. Black people, I will say this, we see your plight and we feel for all of you, we really do. However, what you need to do is rise up from the state of mind. That is all I can see. Every time you go steal a sneakers and go do some SHIT, regardless, you make it that much worse for yourselves. Killing your people every day. Does Black Lives Matter then? Rise up and work towards improvement. The world will never be a fair place, and it is only what you do that matters in this world." What was wrong with that statement? Every time you go steal a sneakers, rise up and work towards improvement. So he's saying that all black people are at a particular state, maybe under people's shoe. I don't know where he thinks that we are. Like, there aren't people who have degrees like myself, who had not had an education career for 12 years like myself, and I am black like Labry Tar. Okay? In the pitch lake. Blackity black. So some of the other statuses he had put when people started to comment. If someone wants to say All Lives Matter, they have that right to say that. Just like you can say Black Lives Matter and it means something else, they can also say All Lives Matter and also include to support the black movement. One of his last statuses was, "All of a sudden we have regressed to animal status." Alright, Mr. About. Now it's a choice for him to say what he wants to say, but what he's saying is obviously biased. So Anyway, I'll get to that after I talk about all of them. The next one I'll talk about is a fancy bakery who has a branch in Central, and people like to talk about how their stuff tastes. I've never tasted it, and obviously now I'm not about to. For me, well, I don't have a vehicle right now. I used to have a vehicle, so maybe if I had a vehicle before and before this happened, I would have found myself there. But now that I have no vehicle, I am not going out of my way for anything. So the fancy bakery put up a status saying every life matters, and a picture with a flower saying we are born of love, love is our mother. And at the Every Life Matters, there were praying hands of all races. Okay. The third one, I would not call their names, so I'll call them Hunt. Now, I am calling them Hunt because it's a family who have different businesses. They are also into politics, they're into fashion. So they have a fashion line. And of course, they have a tea shop. I never reached to the tea shop because I just thought that other places, silly me, other places that sold coffee and donuts were more accessible and would be less expensive. I am waiting to see if the owners of that place is going to open up their mouth and say anything, because I believe that birds of a feather flock together. So the owner of the tea shop decided to put up a post on her business social media page saying that all lives matter. And when people started to come at her, Newsday, one of the newspapers in Trinidad, came out with a story, and they also spoke to her. She said she didn't know. Now, this is something, whether you're racist or not, once you're telling me that you didn't know, and you know. No. I worked in some places where they would do you all sorts of things, and when you come up and you tell them about it, oh, I didn't know. Yes, you know. You know, you're not dotish. You know. So she basically came and said that she didn't know about it. And she was gargling on her foot when she said, I didn't write that, the black girl right. Oh yeah, the black girl wrote it. The black girl wrote it. Alright? So most of these people deleted their post. The twant with the fancy t-shirt, she deleted and she put an apology. The fancy pharmacy, I don't know what that was really. But t-shop lady, well, I went and slept, and when I got up and went to read to see where the bacchanal reached, it seems that she deleted her Facebook business page for the tea shop. Alright? And when I see people deleting their posts and deleting their whole page, I see it as, yes, they know that they did something wrong, and it's like, oh gosh, these people don't believe me, so let me run. I don't see it as harassment. I don't see it as anything like that. You're living in this world. You may try, if you are not blackity black like someone like me, and you don't experience things that I experience, you could pretend all you want that you have no idea, because in a lot of cases, if you don't experience it, that's because you are the one who is encouraging it. You are the one who, when blackity black people go to your restaurant, you take a long time to serve them, etc., etc. You make comments, etc., etc. You may say you don't experience it, but you are on the other side doing things to people. So I'm not going to say to boycott, because that is your choice. People say that Trinidad have this kind of mentality where they will go right back. And the fancy tea shop has had issues already. So I've heard, with not something to do with the payment of employees, and it seems people are still there. Right? I'm not going to say it's a boycott. I know what I do. I realized a while ago that, for example, salty chicken, I have health issues in my family. I am not going to be sucking up anybody's salty chicken. Expensive coffee, I could take that money and do something else with the money I would have used to buy coffee. Alright? The other type of coffee, which is a US franchise, I went to an interview there and they were ridiculous. And I have even heard comments from people who, well, he looked like he was Syrian or something, having an issue with me being in the Starbucks. He said, time for us to go. Time for us to leave the Starbucks. I know he was not friendly or nice or anything. He was nasty. Ever since I asked him, is there anybody sitting here? Yeah. People saying, no. Yeah, no. And I'm like, okay. So, you all could do what you want. I know what I am doing, so. Let me know any other places you've seen that came up with the All Lives Matter crap, and they pretend that they don't understand. From personal experiences with people, there are a lot of people who do the same thing over and over, and then they'll keep bawling, I didn't know, I don't remember, and pretend. So people, subscribe to Danielle Style for more videos dealing with carnival, local issues, local events, and catch me on the flip side. Bye.